Got something pretty special for you today. As you can see, we're outdoors. We're at a place near and dear to my heart. A place where I spent many an hour as a young bloke with the old man watching old school supercars rip around. It's Winton Motor Raceway. But we're not here for me, we're here for a bloke that you may recognise from the Hard Unduro YouTube channel. And there he is, in a Mazda MX5, ripping around Winton. Good stuff, Al. So what we're going to do is, he's out there now sampling a real life MX5 on Winton. Then we're going to go back to home base and he's going to see how that compares to my sim in an MX5, which also happens to have Winton at iRacing. What do you think he's going to say? Okay, Al, fresh off the track. How was it?
Yeah, it was actually really good. Yeah, exceeded my expectations.
Really?
The car did, particularly.
Yeah.
It's actually an open track day, which I wasn't expecting. So they put no limits on what I could do with the car.
Yeah.
The coach was really good, so I got way more out of that than I would have expected.
Yeah.
And just the MX5 with some tyres and firm suspension was, I don't know, it's hard to see me outgrowing something like that, like for a good while. So,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Now, it's not your first rodeo at Winton. You've done two wheels here.
Yeah, pretty
time
pedestrianly. But yeah, it was good to know the layout and know sort of some of the apexes and particularly the double apexes.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, professional coach, I couldn't believe how quickly he had me picking up the right spots, and just his verbal coaching had me picking up throttle input and stuff like that. So,
yeah, good.
Yeah.
And you felt you were pushing?
I mean, I did. You know, they're always probably going to be nice to you as a customer, but you know, I got slid it out on power a couple of times and sort of
yes, I saw that. There he is. He's out there and that. Look at him losing the rear. What a ripper!
In on brakes a couple of times, which also in that car I was surprised how early warning it gave me. Like that felt quite nice to let it, especially under brakes, just let it slide that little bit into the apex. So
yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well worth it.
Well worth it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think the difference is going to be when you get back to home base on the sim?
I suppose like there's no consequence. So I was just joking with you about you know those corners where it's like running out to a wall and he's saying get on it, and you're like, yeah, but we're converging with concrete. So there's not going to be any of that kind of fear factor, I suppose. But
there's a button you can press to reset as you're done.
Not out there. True. Yeah. So I'm just interested to feel what the inputs are like, and interested to compare.
Righto. Well, it's fresh in our minds. Let's get back there and test it out.
Still. Okay, so here we are. We've switched into the MX5 in the sim, and I'm going to get the immediate reactions as to how similar it feels. So braking point was 100, back to fourth. Turns in there nicely, and then he wanted me flat. Bogging a little bit. Not feeling quite as much force through the wheel there. Staying in fourth, but hard on the brakes. Tipping into here. Yeah, that feels better through the wheel. Yeah, a little bit lower in the RPM. Running it right out here. And this corner was a bit terrifying because all he wanted was just to back off and hold. Yeah, I've got good force through the wheel there. I can feel that, that next apex is then on. But obviously there's not as much terror in trying to hold that flat through there. He wanted to in close here, little dab on the brakes. Yeah, that feels pretty similar. Good feedback through the wheel. And now looking for the outside of the corner and on early. I think one thing, although it feels the same, what I struggled with in the car was getting on the power early enough. Being a low powered car, there was way less. So like this, I'm on full throttle now, where I wouldn't have been on the track.
Why is that?
I think just because, you know, we've all driven something a bit more powerful, you just feel like it was going to turn around on you. So I think one of the benefits of these low power cars is that you can sort of get on it. Like I'm full throttle already, which I wouldn't have been probably till I got to that ripple strip in the car.
Due to that wall on the left there?
Yeah, just that wall, like that feeling of concrete coming at you. It's quite a different sort of feel in the car. He wanted me flat from here all the way out. Yeah, so that the revs are just not quite doing it the same. Staying through fourth through all this stuff, braked a bit hard.
Or does that feel like it should be third to you?
It does in this, yeah.
Well, give it a go, next lap.
Yeah, so it might just be a gearing thing. Their car was a 5-speed, so this might be a different gearbox. So holding this, I mean, this is exciting, as you can imagine, in a real car, trying to pin that second apex, which I haven't. But
one thing that you haven't done, which I'd expect you to do if you'd come into this cold after having not done this in real life on the track, is you would have spun at some stage, whereas you've got your braking markers right.
Yeah, like, I'm impressed how similar this feels. Some of those I think I just need to be a gear down from what we were in their 5-speed. And turning in late and then on the power early. So that's full power. It just feels to me like a car should spin out. But I guess there's just not enough power in this to do that. Judgment's a little bit off because we're in a left-hand drive here now, but so that was early on the power there, but and then we were hitting 5th right on this finish line.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
We'll go down to 3rd. Yeah, so there's a lot more power there. Come back to 3rd there as well. Ooh, braked a bit hard. But yeah, I've got more power to drive out there. So probably have more speed into here now. Let's see. But that, like, it feels good because I'm I'm not at risk of spinning out, although I've missed that apex again. Yeah, you wanted it nice and close in here. Let the car come around. This is where you were filming, out to the left there.
So getting to the feel of the force feedback that you're feeling through the wheel here versus what you felt in the car.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good. Like the force through the wheel is really good. Those sort of seat vibrations and all that really add to it. I'm starting to get used to actually looking to the screen on the right. That probably just takes a little bit of getting used to see the corner exit. And I'm just turning in a bit early, I think, in this. Visually very similar. I mean, even the you know, the height of these ripple strips are matching really well, where those ones are high and then these are flat, nice wide ones to run out on. The undulations are the same. This bit's quite downhill. This nice one here, even a bit of gravel over the edge of it.
You've got yourself to blame for that on here, I'm afraid.
So we'll see. I'll try to hold a little bit more through here. It's this second apex that's hard for me to visually get back to. Yeah, that's better. And then it feels really squarely braking there when the car's still unsettled, but yeah, that's better line. I guess in the car I could really feel when the rear was starting to rotate. And in this one here, it has encouraged me to get on the power about here. And so it even, yeah, see that's just running quite wide, but it was sort of rotating from the rear. And you could really feel it nicely in the MX5, which surprised me. Kind of nice early warning that it was going to step out.
Yeah, although the iRacing tyre model is decent, I don't think there's too many real-life race drivers who say that it is perfect.
So the best lap I got on track was 1:51.5, and that felt pretty good to me, but what are we getting this time? 1:41, yeah, so 10 seconds quicker, which is interesting because the instructor said he can get about a 1:40 out of the MX5, so if I'm driving with a bit less, oh, really missed that one, driving with a bit less fear here, then maybe getting a bit more out of it. Let's see if we can get this line good this time.
Now, we were speaking before, do you think you would have benefited in the real life scenario if you had have done this previously to going out there?
Yeah, good question. Definitely from the layout. I watched a guy's MX5 tutorial going around here in the lines in the last couple of days. But yeah, I'm not sure. I wonder if I would have got too confident and been sort of going in too hard or not. It certainly wouldn't have hurt from knowing the layout and some of the braking points and that in my head.
Well, if we changed it up a bit then, so you've gone out and done the real life track, you've come back and done the sim, how do you think you'd go if you went back out onto the track now with this experience?
I think this would have set me in to get on the power a bit earlier. I think that's where it would have really helped. And just to start getting that track and all the apexes locked away in my mind a bit more.
Leave the instructor in the pits. I've got this. I'm good. I'm now beating your times, mate. I think I'm okay. 1:40.9.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
Yeah, it was interesting having a coach in the car too, because you've got a lot going on. I'm talking now and I'm missing the. So you're trying to listen to their prompts whilst doing it as well. And I found that, like, you could hear what he was saying, but it might take a few laps until you actually reacted to it. Slower there.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I was there for two or three of your sessions. What have you got? An out lap, an in lap, and what, 3 laps to actually work with, or maybe?
No, it was quite generous. I reckon I did closer to 10 each time. Yeah, that actually surprised me. They weren't really.
Oh, so it wasn't like a motorbike track day where you've got 15 minutes to go, it's just going by feel?
I think, yeah, he was pretty liberal with it. And then we got one session where it was a bit quieter on track, so I think he let me go a bit longer. I think, yeah, it was quite daunting being an open track day. We had some Porsche GT4 RSs and stuff like that, so...
Do you know, what was that car, the car that you said that Tim Slade was in?
Yeah,
What is that? Anybody know what that is? You know what that is? I mean, you can obviously hear it, but the smell coming out of it, it's delightful.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up. He basically described it as close to being a NASCAR, but one of the Australian series. But yeah, I think I was also suffering a lot from just looking in my mirror. When cars are coming up so quickly behind you. Alright, see if we can get in a clean lap without me talking too much.
43.584.
Snappy won't be happy, but so bad.
so far. Yeah, so I think it's just that mid-corner feedback that's different, and with the no fear factor,
41,
that's pretty good. Yeah, I think with the no fear factor, as I've been it, but this is the wall that I was afraid of all day. That one right there.
What about smell? What could you smell in the car?
Smell.
Were you smelling fuel or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. One thing in a stripped out sort of track car was hearing everything flicking off the tyres, just hitting all the metal body and that. So it's quite noisy in the car. So it's probably sound and feel. You know, got quite hot in there as well. So yeah, but I mean, these are impressive, especially through the steering wheel and the seat vibrations, how much feedback it gives you now. I'd say probably that double apex corner, you really are feeling that fighting feedback, which was really important in that car, I guess, to hang it out that far and try and control any looseness. Yeah.
Be interesting to see how you'd go with, I haven't done a whole lot with motion setups, but whether that'll give your brain a bit more to go with.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, Al. Well, I appreciate you spending your money and not my money to do this experience for you. Very much
appreciated. A
appreciated.
comparison of what a sim can do instead of having to own a race car or having a different medium. Thanks, man.
So, option one, track days. And let's go right to the top as to why you would choose a track day, and that is the exhilaration is unrivaled by this thing over my left shoulder here. Now, I'm sorry, sim racers, but the glow I saw coming out of El when he stepped off track and came over to me, I definitely didn't see that when he stepped out of this thing over here, and I'm pretty sure that would be the same for a lot of people. Now, let's get into the negatives of track days and price, and that can be prohibitive for a lot of people. You've got to make a decision. Do you take your own car? How are you going to get your car there? Do you drive it there and risk it breaking down on track and not being able to get home? Or do you rent or pay $10,000 plus for a trailer to be able to ship your car there and back? Tyres, fuel, brakes, rotors, all these consumables you're going to go through quite a bit quicker on the track. And then there's the price of the car. Do you have a standalone race car or do you use your own car? So let's look at the cost of car rental. In regional Victoria, in a fairly low-end race car, you're talking about $900 for a half day. If you really want to step it up, you could go over to Yas Marina and drive a Ferrari 458 and you can get yourself 7 laps, that's right, 7 laps for 1,350 Australian dollars. So let's look at option number 2. You build yourself a sim rig like I obviously have. Now for someone like me who's got a neck and back injury, I can't go onto the track like I used to be able to. So this really is my option if I want to get my competitive juices out and get out on the track. This is my only option. Now, also, if you're an old fella like me, there's the complex software that comes along with it, and the learning curve can be quite high for some people. Well, let's slightly get into the upgrade path, because that's something that I'm looking at doing, and this can actually rival the cost of a real-life car. So my next step is, I'm looking at a 5090 graphics card. We're talking about $5,000 Australian for them at the moment. Motion, for something fairly well entry level, around about the $5,000, but you want to go something decent, you're talking over 10,000 Australian dollars. VR, again, neck injury, I want something quite light and something that's going to be easy on my body and good clarity, you're talking about $4,000 Australian. I'd love to upgrade these screens, so these are pretty good. I'd love to upgrade them to OLED screens. You're talking about $1,500 a pop. So before you know it, these things add up considerably. But let's get back into the positives of the sim rig. You're talking risk-free, injury-free, wheel-to-wheel racing action at your fingertips 24 hours a day. You're definitely not going to get that on the track. If you crash into that wall that Al was worried about, no worries. Press the button, reset, you're back in the pits, you go out, you do it better next time. So the third option, and if money was no barrier, this is what most people would choose, you do both. You hone your skills in the sim like a pro, and then you go and hit the blacktop with confidence and you nail it. But we're not here to flip-flop around, maybe this, maybe that. Gun held to my head, I'm going to make one decision. Which would I choose? Truck day or the sim? I choose the truck day. What would you choose?